Hi, welcome to Keep It Safe. This is David. I'm going to go over a couple of ways to keep yourself a little safer while browsing the internet. A couple of quick tips. This is going to be for PC or Mac. I'm going to do the demonstration on a PC. Uh, so, rule of thumb, never use the browser that came with your operating system. So, the new browser for Windows is going to be Microsoft Edge. I always just leave this alone. If you've been using it, um, I really would suggest just switching over to something else. Uh, it's okay. This iteration of Microsoft's Explorer is pretty decent. It's pretty fast. Has some pretty good features. But the thing is that it's so common. It's on every single computer. Uh, if somebody designs an attack, they're probably going to design it for Microsoft Edge. It's probably because it has some sort of ties in with your operating system somehow. That was the exploit for Internet Explorer. So Internet Explorer was actually a system file, and once they gained access to that, that was pretty much it. So my suggestion would be to install both Firefox and Chrome, and then whichever one you prefer to use the most. I would do all your normal browsing, like going to different websites that you don't really know on Chrome, and then all of your personal stuff on Firefox. Um, Having one for all your personal stuff, like logging into your bank or paying your bills or anything where you have to type in a password. Having all that stuff on one browser and then browsing the internet on a different one is a way better idea than having everything together on one. And the reason I say that is because your files for each browser are saved in different locations. So if one browser gets attacked, say like you're browsing the internet, you go to a website you don't know, they steal all your cookies. Well, if you don't have any personal information on that browser, then they're not really stealing much, are they? They're only stealing a couple of things. So that's why it's good to have one browser that is for your personal stuff and one browser that is just to browse the internet. So for me, I use Chrome to browse the internet, and I use Firefox for all my personal stuff. That's just how I do things. I don't really stray away from that. So the one that you do all your personal stuff, where you're logging into stuff, paying bills, logging into your Amazon, stuff like that, you don't really have to do too much to it. You just leave it how it is. And then the one that you're going to browse the internet with, we're going to install a couple of extensions or add-ons to the browser to make it a little bit more safe, where you have a little bit more control about what starts up in the very beginning. Um, because by default, you go to a website and your browser just runs whatever it tells it to run. So whatever scripts that it has on it, it's just going to start doing it. So I'm going to show you for both on how to make them a little more secure, but just remember that the one that you're going to be using to log into your bank and do all that, you don't really have to do too much to it. So you could just leave it alone. You don't have to install the extensions on that one. So I'm going to show you Chrome first. So you go to Chrome, click on these three little dots. You go to More Tools. You go to Extensions. And then over here, you click these three little lines. Go down to Open Chrome Web Store. And then right here, we're going to type in AdBlock Plus. So AdBlock Plus is a really popular one. It's the one that I used to use. I don't know if they have the other one. Do they have this? Oh, they do. So this is the newer one that I've been using, which is Ghostery. It's actually pretty nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and install that one. You can install AdBlock Plus or this one, but you don't have to install both. Don't install both, just one or the other. So you don't have to do any of this. This is just, you don't have to worry about that. So you can close this, go back to here. So because we're not done, we're gonna install NoScript. I'm gonna add that to Chrome. What NoScript does is it stops everything from loading in the beginning. So whatever domains you don't have trusted, it's not going to load up anything. So just make sure you have that installed. That's probably the most important one. And then we're going to go, the last one is going to be pop-up blocker strict. Pop-up blocker strict. We're going to add that to Chrome. So you're probably asking, well, don't we have pop-up blockers already? Isn't that already enabled? Yeah, it is, but for some reason, somehow, websites still give you pop-ups. Don't ask me. So you need another pop-up blocker. So pop-up blocker strict is the one that I always get. Works pretty well. So that's pretty much it as far as keeping yourself safe with extensions on Chrome. I'm going to go to Amazon just to show you what I'm talking about, because by default, I don't think this is enabled. Yeah, so by default, both Amazon and the webpage that shows like the pictures and stuff for Amazon are blocked. So if you want to enable it for whatever reason, like say if you're on a website you don't know about, and this is how you slowly, you start off by letting the main domain you're going to. So this is the domain I typed in, Amazon.com. So I would let this one, you could either do temporary if you're really not sure about the website, just in case you ever go back there, it's not like still saved. Because when you click this one, the regular trusted, it's just going to keep that setting. So every time you go back to Amazon.com, if I click this, it's going to be trusted. Okay, so both of these are fine. I know that both of these are fine. I know what both of these are. So this one's the domain for Amazon.com. It's just loading up the scripts that go from Amazon.com. And then this one's just the way it loads the images. So both of those are fine. So when you click back on the page, it should load everything back up. You can see things are a little bit different. But there's no pictures, right? There's something's up. So you click on that, and you can see down here, SSL images-amazon.com. I'm going to allow that one because I know that's fine. This one right here, Amazon Ad System, I don't know. I don't know what that is. It's probably something to show you ads, so I'm not gonna do that. So now you see after I clicked allow or the trusted on the SSL images, that all the images popped up for the store. So you're able to look at different things. So you go by little, find out what's what. Don't be afraid to Google something in another tab. You can just open up another tab and Google that domain name, whatever that is, SSL-images-amazon.com, and try and find out what that is, if it's safe. If it is, don't. If you installed all these extensions on your browser, this is the browser where you're not going to log into any of your bank stuff. You're not going to log into anything that you have to put in a password for, that you're worried about people stealing your information for. Don't log in on this browser. Okay, so this is going to be the same thing for any other website. Some websites detect the ad blockers, so if you do ever have to turn it off, I think you could just click on this, right? Yeah, so you could just click on these anti-tracking. You could turn these off. If a website, like if you're going to a news website, sometimes they say, oh, ad block is detected, and it will put this big thing in the middle of the screen saying, oh, that, disable your ad blocker. Well, this is the way to disable your ad blocker. So I'm going to most of the time just leave it on. But if you ever have to, that's where it's at. So it's pretty much going to be the same thing with Firefox. I'm going to click on it right now. We're going to go to the three little lines here at the top right. We're going to go to add-ons. And then right here, we can just start typing in. So I'm going to do the one that I recommended on the other one, Ghost 3. And that's a Firefox. Oh, whoops. Wait, what happened? I had to click on it. You have to click add. So after you click that, you have to click add. and then it says allow this extension to run in private windows. And I want to take a second to talk about private browsers. Um, while I'm installing the rest of these, it's going to be the same thing, same names. Um, when you open up a private window or private browser or private tab or whatever that is, it doesn't protect you from getting a virus. Um, it doesn't protect you from people gaining access to your computer somehow. Uh, you need to understand that when you open up a private window, it just doesn't save anything on your computer. So whatever you were doing at that time, the next time somebody tries to go look through your history or type in somewhere where it's like an autocomplete, or say if you went to a website and they try to type in like Amazon.com, right? And there's like usually a list of all the websites you've typed in saved in here by default. So when you open up the private window, so I think you can just right click on here. So right here you can open up a private window. So this private window just basically makes it to where it doesn't save any information on your host machine. So you can still get a virus doing this. It's just make it so it's a little bit more secure on whatever computer you're using. So say if you're using like a friend's computer, this would be perfect. So if you're using a friend's computer and you want to log into your stuff but you don't want it to be saved, opening up a private window is perfect. It's the same thing. Incognito window for Chrome. It's the same thing as a private window. This doesn't protect you. It just stops it from saving stuff on your computer. That's it. So whatever you typed in after you close that window, you're not gonna be able to recover it from whatever machine you were using, unless they have some sort of like network monitor on their server or something like that, like on a computer on the network or something. So if you're at your job, they're gonna be able to tell what you're doing. Don't think that that's going to save you at your job. It's not going to save you. Anywhere where your internet's being monitored, they're still going to be able to see what you're doing. It just doesn't save information to your host machine. So pretty much that's it. This works exactly the same way. Oh yeah, pop-up blocker strict. So pop-up blocker strict on Firefox. And so, like I said, you don't have to install these extensions on both browsers. You just have to do it on the one that you're going to be using just to browse the internet, going to websites you don't know, just doing random stuff like that. And then keep one without the extensions that you're logging into your bank or you're logging into places where you pay your bills, anything like that, because you don't want these interfering with your sites that you pay your bills on, because sometimes you'll get down to like the very last portion where you're like ready to hit pay, and when you click that it pops up the next page, and all these block it because it doesn't know what it is, right? So just having one browser where you don't have anything installed, extensions or add-ons wise, is perfect. So don't use them on both. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Rule of thumb: don't install any programs you don't know. Don't go to websites that you know are going to track you. Whenever you go to a website, if you're not connected to a VPN, they can tell exactly where you're coming from. And even then, some of the VPNs are not even that great. They will, cough up your IP to the authorities if they need to. So don't think that you're all protected just because you went through a VPN. So just keep it safe. Think about it. Think about what you're doing. Try not to install things you don't know about. If you get any pop-ups saying call this number, don't call any numbers. That's just a scam. That's not how things work. Um, Always try to find someone yourself that can help you out. Never just call people at random unless you know that that's a legitimate business. All right. Well, thanks for watching, and hope your day goes well. Keep it safe.